You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Radio Show, only on Financial News Talk. Now live in studio, your host, local and national real estate expert and consumer advocate, Ron Siegel.
And hello again. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries as we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, sports, even poking fun at the rest of the media. This is the show that connects the dots of confusion, delivered by conflicting media reports. We connect the dots so you know the actions you can take, how your family or business can benefit in current events. Most of all, thank you for joining me. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day. We have a very focused show. We only chat about items that affect the roof of your head, your bank account, and anything I feel would benefit you. But before we get into our intriguing content today, please join me in welcoming our featured guest. First timer on Ron Siegel Radio, Tim Berry, Project Roll Call, is with us. Welcome.
Thank you, Ron. Thank you for having us.
Glad to have you with us. Let me remind you, if you ever have any more finance-related questions, I am the consumer advocate looking out for you. And you can reach out to me directly, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Just remember, that's the number you call anytime for assistance. When you call that number, it comes directly to me first. There are operators standing by.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
While I do have a great team when it comes to developing a financing plan, a plan to save you money, I personally work with you. Even if you don't have any needs today, save this number in your phone for future reference, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And, of course, we're celebrating today. We celebrate every day on Ron Siegel Radio. Job Action Day. I don't think we're excited about that one. Color the World Orange Day. I'm in Southern California. We don't have seasons here. Now, our guest, Tim Berry, he's up in Oregon, and when you're looking at him, you'll see there's colors behind him. So apparently, obviously, he's not here in Southern California because, like I say, there are colors there. We don't get that down here. We get smog or no smog. That's about the extent of it. Saxophone Day.
It is what it is.
Okay, I've beaten anorexia, and you know it. So we're going to go with National Nachos Day. Where do you get the best nachos? Who doesn't have good nachos? Believe it or not, for a long time, I used to get the best nachos. You won't believe this one. Angel Stadium had great nachos for a long, long time. I mean, there was a big portion. Even at my heyday, I couldn't finish them. They had some great nachos at Angel Stadium. Let's take a look and see what the markets are doing today. Do we want to see what the markets are doing today? The Dow Jones Industrial Average is up 58.8. The S&P 500 is up 6.3. NASDAQ up 31.19. Oil's up $1.41 a barrel. Do we want to look and see what gas prices are doing? Well, we're in California, so do we really want to know? $5.15 a gallon is the average for a gallon of gasoline across the formerly Golden State, the state that's known for taxes and fees. So that's where our price is, $5.15. Josh is over there in Nevada, $4.48.5. Let's see, what $4.27 is the price right now in Oregon. That's the average. $3.41 is the price for the national average. Let's take a look and see are we trending at least in the right direction? Well, a year ago we were at $5.46 here in California, now $5.15. So I guess we're not doing too poorly. Let's see what else is going on. Do we want to look and see what the markets are doing in the bond market? 10-year Treasury is up 11 basis points. We were going down so nicely last week. And now we're heading back up again. That's the yield. And we'll talk about the bond in just a little bit, but we're starting to see the 10-year Treasury going back out. Did we fizzle out a little bit? Did we get it all out of our system? Or are we heading in the proper direction? Basically, I'm going to share with you that, obviously we know that the government is going to lie to us. Right? They do all the time. They've been, and I don't say that just on a whim. I've been showing you over and over again where the numbers that are delivered. We got the jobs report last week. And if we look at the BLS job report, they say we added 150,000 new jobs. If we look at the household survey, we lost about a little over 300,000 jobs. But here's the issue. Every single month for quite a while now, we've been watching where the government comes in and has to redo their numbers because they were wrong. It's called revisions, and we're getting them every single time. So how do we believe what the government's telling us on these numbers, yet the markets move on the numbers? That's the dilemma that we're all facing, and it becomes very difficult to go out there and make intelligent business decisions when we don't get any intelligence from the government. But we still have to work on it. We still go from the numbers that they give us. We're going to continue with that and just watch. And I'm going to share with you just some numbers. I didn't send the slide over to Josh, so I can't show it to you. But I've got it right in front of me, the seasonal adjustments. So September, the reported number of jobs gained was 336,000. First revision came out, bringing that down by 39,000. August, the number came out at 187,000. Now it's revised down by 62,000. So I'm just showing you these numbers that you can't believe them. We talked about this before where we've seen a lot of the numbers where they'll consistently be changing. So the headlines become difficult. What are we going to do? Well, hard to say. The bottom line is we just have to keep on going with the numbers they have, knowing that they're going to be corrected. Why do I say that? Well, I've been sharing with you for some time that I believe that we will be seeing better mortgage rates by the second quarter of next year. Significantly better mortgage rates by the second quarter of next year. Why? Because there's a lot of signs that show that we are either in recession or heading into a recession, one or the other. So we're just going to be checking that out for you. And there's a lot more signs there that it's happening. Historically, when we go into a recession, real estate values go up and interest rates go down. So we're going to continue watching that for you all the time. Good morning, Tony Jean. Glad to have you with us. And Facebook user says, hello, Tim. Woohoo, Tim. So if you want to know, if you want to tell us who you are, it's StreamYard.com/Facebook, I believe is the link for that. StreamYard.com/Facebook. And then you won't be in the witness protection program any longer. So we appreciate you being here. Hey, this week, I'm going to share with you the entire week, every year. This week, we've been doing this for quite some time now. We started in 2010. Great time to be in real estate. But we've been doing this since 2010. The week prior to Veterans Day, we honor our veterans every year, as many as we can find that we can get every day on. And today we're lucky that we've got Tim Berry with us, Project Roll Call. We're going to learn about that. We're going to also talk to you about reasons to sell your house before the new year. And we've got some veteran-owned businesses in California. We'll talk about that and more. Reach me anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio, your home and mortgage connection.
Hey there, friends. Wondering if now is the right time to buy a home? Or are you waiting for a bunch of foreclosures? The facts speak loud and clear. Defaults and foreclosures are down. Sure, we might be headed towards a recession. But did you know interest rates typically drop and real estate values often go up during a recession? So what are you waiting for? Higher prices or higher payments? Don't navigate these waters alone. Connect with RonSiegelRadio.com today. That's RonSiegelRadio.com.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Mortgage Minute today being brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. You just need to make a call, 800-306-1990, licensed in every state except New York and South Dakota. So Geneva's out there covering the country. Give us a call again, 800-306-1990. And every day at this time, OBMMI. They provide the most comprehensive, accurate, timely, and interactive analysis of pricing ever conducted in the mortgage industry. Calculated from actual locked rates. They don't tell us APR, points paid, points received. They tell us locked rates with consumers across 42% of all mortgage transactions nationwide. And I love it. It's red all the way across the screen. That means every one of the mortgage numbers I'm going to tell you are down. And this is all Friday's locking numbers. 30-year conforming loan, 7.46. Jumbo, 7.805. FHA, 7.203. USDA, that's no down payment generally in the rural areas, 7.287. And the best loan on the market for those who earned it. You can't just apply for it. It's a VA loan, 7.066. I love the VA loan. In fact, during the pandemic, I went and got licensed as a veteran mortgage advisor. A lot of intricacies in the VA loan that if somebody doesn't know them, yeah, they should. So give us a call. We've got the information on that. And if you want to hear our guidance every morning as early as we can get it based on the data, we put out a report talking about what's going on, what our forecasts and what we're seeing in the mortgage world. rsrmarketminute.com, rsrmarketminute.com. You can subscribe free to you, rsrmarketminute.com. Let's see what's going on in the mortgage world right now or in the markets right now. We'll start off with the markets as a whole. We already talked about some of these numbers. S&P 500 now is up 4.29. 10-year Treasury, the yield, the interest rate is up 7 basis points, 4.64. The bond, the mortgage-backed security bond, is down 34 basis points. Ow! Bond goes down, rate goes up. It's just mathematics. So we don't like seeing it when that bond goes down, especially that much. That's a big jump down on that mortgage bond. What's driving it? Well, it's hard to say. It probably has a lot to do. There's not a whole lot of news coming out today. And when you don't have a lot of news and we're watching, the bond market the yields went down. So that means the price of bonds went up all week last week. And there were a lot of folks that were invested in the bond. And you see, it's a mathematics issue again. There's two different areas and ways to make money on bonds. You make money based on the price of the bond. So if you've got the bond is a low price and the price goes up, which means rates go down, well, you can sell the bond and get some of that capital investment. So that's one area. Now, with the bonds being going down so much, well, there's people that were short. They were betting that the bond would go down, and now they're taking money out of it. Then the bond starts going up. There's people that bought it at low, and now they're looking to take money out of it. So it's called capturing some of your capital gains. So we see a lot of that. Now, we are watching the recession indicator. I told you that. Unemployment rate is risen 0.5% from its low. That is a recession indicator. Lowest was 3.4. Now it's 3.9. Looking back historically, a very telling leading indicator of a recession going back to 1970. When we see a rise of 0.5% or more from the expansion low, a recession is already taking place, or it takes up to 2 months to occur. In many cases, it was only 1 month or less. This means that we could be very close to a recession, which would lead, of course, to lower inflation and lower mortgage rates if history repeats itself, which it generally does. Over the last 12 months, the 3-month low, 3.5%, it's just all these, it's technical stuff. I'm not going to get you all bored with all that. I'm just going to tell you that if you're looking at buying a house, now's the time to buy because real estate values historically go up during a recession. Don't worry about the interest rates because we've got the rapid refi program where we look at 3 different metrics. We can actually set you up for a rapid refi right now. The metrics that we look at: do you plan on being in your house for 2 or more years? Not necessarily that you're living there, you own it 2 or more years. Would you be upset, or maybe would you be happy if we could save you 10% on your mortgage payment? And the third metric is we want to cut 3 years off the term of your loan. Those are the 3 metrics to participate in the Rapid Refi program. If you're interested, give me a call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. That is the Mortgage Minute, brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. You just need to make the call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Veterans Week, Veteran Appreciation Week. Let's chat with Tim Berry, Project Roll Call, first up during the week for us. So, Tim, tell us a little bit about Project Roll Call.
Well, Ron, Project Roll Call started out of a tribute to fallen soldiers motorcycle ride that we were taking cross country. We were stopping at Gold Star families and honoring their fallen service member. This organization here, Tribute to Fallen Soldiers Northwest, they pull a lit torch behind a motorhome across the country. And we participated in that ride, co-founder Ray Humphreys and I. And as we were traveling cross country, we came across so many wonderful veteran organizations that we had never heard of. So during this ride, we decided to start a nonprofit that puts their message out there. So we amplify their message for veterans and Gold Star families through our social media.
Now, I hate to be the ignorant one, because until probably 5 or 6 years ago, I didn't know what a Gold Star family was. So why don't you know? And I should have, because I do follow a lot of these things. But yes, I was ignorant and I didn't know, and I'm glad that I do know now. But tell us about that. What is a Gold Star family?
Gold Star family is a family that has lost an active service member. It can be due to a conflict. It could be any means. That the service member was on active duty, and when they pass away, then their family are referred to as Gold Star families.
Yeah, I hear that every time, and it just gives me chills, because it's kind of hard to understand what some of these folks are going through. I mean, we're certainly appreciative of the service members, and I'll share with you a quick story, because maybe you can elaborate on this. I had a Gold Star mom on the show one time, and she said, people want to dance around the fact that I lost my son, and all I really want to do is talk about my son.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
And somebody like me would say, well, something, I just didn't want to make you feel bad. And she says, you can't. I already feel bad. But
no,
go ahead.
No, I was going to say that I agree with you 100%. That's one of the things that when we meet these Gold Star families, that they light up when they're talking about their loved one. One of the things that's often expressed to us, another reason for Project Roll Call, is they do not want their service member to be forgotten. And
yeah, that's a biggie right there, right? I mean, and you hear all the rhetoric that we'll never forget, but they're not front of mind to many of us as they are to the family themselves.
Absolutely. And one of the things that we do every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on our social media page, we honor a fallen service member. And then Friday, we have a live toast. We say their names, we toast in their honor, and once they become part of our Project Roll Call family, on their birthday week and their angelversary week, we say their name again. So we will say their name in perpetuity.
Wow. How many families have you visited or tracked?
I think at our last count, because we started Project Roll Call in 2021, so we're at about our little over almost 3-year mark coming up in February. We have honored over 700 service members.
Wow. And how do you determine who you're honoring? Is it they're on the path that you folks travel, or what do you do there?
It is often people that we meet on the road, because we're not a motorcycle organization, but we do travel the country by motorcycle. We do various veteran runs, Gold Support and Gold Star events around the country, and we run into individuals. Oftentimes, they'll contact us through our website, projectrollcall.org. They can just drop us a line there, and we get the information and have that service member part of our family.
Now, I was ignorant, so maybe I'm gonna ask you to help me share this. So there's 2 different designations for people who are no longer in the service, as I understand it. You've got a designation as veteran and one as retired. Is that correct?
That is correct. So if someone came into the service, they came in for a 3-year commitment, they did 3 years active duty, reserve, whatever the case is, and they move on, and they are considered veterans. And if you have completed 20 or more years, or you could be medically retired, then you are a retired veteran. You retired from the service.
So it's that so whenever you see somebody that's retired, then it basically says that they've served 20 or more years.
That is correct.
Wow. Well, we're going to continue our conversation with Tim Berry about his service and Project Roll Call when we come back. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. We're going to also chat a little bit about, we do talk real estate on Ron Siegel Radio. So we'll talk about reasons to sell your house before the new year. And I've also got a report that we're going to chat about, and it's about the entrepreneurial landscape of veterans in California. We'll talk about that as well. You can reach me anytime. Off-air number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com, facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube, Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
79% of all credit reports have errors that should be corrected through factual disputing. You could be saving thousands every year if your report was accurate. CreditSanitizer.com provides a free credit report when you furnish a specific $1 credit report. You can use this information to request corrections to your report and potentially save thousands of dollars. Get your free credit audit at CreditSanitizer.com. That's CreditSanitizer.com for a free credit report audit. CreditSanitizer.com.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The real-time real estate segment today being brought to you by rsrmoney.com, rsrmoney.com. Reasons to sell your house before the new year is our subject. As year winds down, you may have decided it's time to make a move and put your house on the market. But should you sell now or wait until January? While it may be tempting to hold off until after the holidays, here are 3 reasons to make your move before the new year. Get one step ahead of other sellers. Typically, in the residential real estate market, homeowners are less likely to list their houses toward the end of the year. That's because people get busy around the holidays and sometimes deprioritize selling their house till the start of the new year when their schedules and social calendars calm down. But that gives you an opportunity to get one step ahead. Selling now, while other homeowners may hold off until after the holidays, can help you get a leg up on your competition. Start the process with a real estate agent today so you can get your house on the market before your neighbors do. Get your house in front of eager buyers. Even though the supply of homes for sale did grow compared to last year, it's still low. That means there aren't enough homes on the market today. While some buyers may also delay their plans to move until January, others will still need to move for personal reasons or because something in their life has changed. Those buyers are still going to be active later this year and will be seriously motivated to make their move happen because they need to. Unfortunately, the challenge they'll face is a shortage of available inventory to meet their needs. A recent article from Investopedia says, quote, if your house is up for sale in the winter and someone is looking at it, chances are that person is serious and ready to buy. Anyone shopping for a new home between Thanksgiving and New Year's is likely going to be a serious buyer. Putting your home on the market at this time of year and attracting a serious buyer can often result in a quicker sale, unquote. Use your equity to fuel your move. Keep in mind that homeowners today have record amounts of equity, according to CoreLogic. The average amount of equity per mortgage holder has climbed almost $290,000. That means the equity you have in your house right now could cover some, if not all, of a down payment on your new home, the home of your dreams. As you weigh the reasons to sell before the end of the year, it's important to remember the reason that sparked your desire to move in the first place. Maybe it's time for a new home in a location that suits you better, one that offers the perfect space for you and your loved ones, or maybe your needs have evolved over time. A local real estate agent can help you determine how much equity you have and how you can use it to achieve your goals of making a move. Bottom line, listing your home before the new year can offer unique benefits, less competition, motivated buyers, and your equity gains can all play to your advantage. Give me a call at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Let's chat about what might make sense for you. That is the real-time real estate segment brought to you by rsrmoney.com, rsrmoney.com. Continue our conversation this morning. We are chatting with Tim Berry. Project Roll Call is the organization. So, Tim, are all the people that are working with you at Project Roll Call all veterans?
No, as a matter of fact, our PR rep is my aunt.
Oh, okay.
Sandy Bannister down in San Diego, California.
Got it. So you don't have to just, in order to get involved or to be a participant or a supporter, you don't have to be a veteran.
Absolutely. We are just surrounded by like-minded patriots that want to reach out to our Gold Star families and veterans and make sure that they are getting the services and resources that they need.
Now, are you a veteran or retired or both? I mean, I guess if you're retired, you have to be a veteran, right?
I am both, actually. Yes, I am a retired Army veteran. Did a little over 20 years. Yeah.
Wow. Thank you. That's tremendous service, and it's a lot of dedication.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yeah, I was also Desert Storm veteran and Operation Iraqi Freedom.
Wow. So you've been out there doing it.
Yeah, made it happen for a little while, and then I handed it off to those who are younger, stronger, and extremely motivated.
Well, you know something, we need everybody, right? You need that experience that you can pass down to the next generation and let them take the torch so they can pass it down as well. Exactly. So when you're going on your trips, is it all motorcycle? I mean, because I saw you mentioned about a torch also. That's kind of hard to put on a motorcycle.
No, that's usually pulled. Well, actually, the group that does that, they're based out of Eugene, Oregon, and they usually pull it behind a motorhome cross country with a procession of motorcycles behind. And this year was the first year that they did it in Hawaii, so they shipped everything over to Hawaii. Pulled the torch behind a motorcycle on Oahu. Wow! So I guess that must have been a shorter ride than what your typical one is. Typically, yeah. Typically, it's about 30 days. We just completed one in September that went kind of a Southwest tour. Went down through Nevada, Utah, Arizona, Southern California, and came back up to Oregon. So it was abbreviated. But typically it goes from Eugene, Oregon to Arlington Cemetery. Wow.
Obviously, you've got to be doing that during the summer then, because
It is usually a summer. Yes, it is a summer run. So like the event that I'm going to be going to in Southern California on Friday is a Gold Star Family Memorial Monument dedication at the Miramar National Cemetery in San Diego. And so weather is not conducive to getting through a couple of passes from Oregon to down there, so I will actually be driving.
Well, you never have to worry about the weather when you're in Miramar. So that's, I don't think the news even has a weather person down there. They just tell you if the weather's not going to be 74 and perfect.
That is correct. It's usually like, and again, just like yesterday.
Right. And we were, I was quite fortunate for quite a while. I had a radio, one of our affiliates was right there outside the ESPN studios, was right outside of the air base there. And I'd get down there early in the morning as we're doing a 9 o'clock radio show and just sit there watching the planes take off. And first you get chills, and then you're just thankful that they're on our side, because those planes taking off and the men and women flying those, it's just amazing and awesome watching that go on. So you're heading down there for that tribute. That'll be wonderful, I would assume.
That yeah, they usually are. We've attended quite a few.
I guess wonderful is not a good term. I guess probably moving is probably a better term. Moving.
There we go. Definitely.
Yeah, it's so tell me a little bit about how does something like that go? Is it you're setting up a monument? Is that what you said?
That is correct. That is the Woody Williams Foundation. So one of the things that we do with Project Roll Call is we promote a lot of these other organizations. The Woody Williams Foundation, for example, they have, I believe it is 130 of these Gold Star Family Memorial Monuments around the country, and in Guam. There is one in Guam, and they're dedicated because there are so many monuments to different conflicts, but there was never anything to honor the families that were left behind. Woody Williams was the last surviving Medal of Honor recipient from World War II. He passed away last year. He was 98. And his foundation sets up, with Gold Star families, these monuments all over the country. They're beautiful black granite monuments that are a tribute to the Gold Star families.
That's a whole interesting topic, because you hear about the you do see the honoring of the veterans that have passed, but you never many of us don't really think about the scars that are left on those that are behind.
Absolutely. Those we have Thanksgiving coming up. There is an empty seat at every Gold Star family table that can never be filled.
Right. Yeah, I've been fortunate enough to go to several Marine Corps balls, and the tradition that is done at those, for the men and women that aren't there, is very, very touching. I mean, it's it's just amazing how it's done. So that it's great. It's great. 130 of these monuments around the country.
Did you say how many?
You said there's 130 monuments like this around the country?
I think they have 130 currently erected. We're in the process. Oregon, believe it or not, does not have one. So there are a couple of organizations here in the state that are trying to get one here. And my aunt, I'm also a Gold Star family. I lost my cousin, Private First Class Ryan J. Hill, in Iraq in 2007. We'll be probably getting one started here shortly.
What's involved in something like that?
That is, you have to form a committee, reach out to the Woody Williams Foundation, let them know. You'll usually have to have a Gold Star family involved in the project, and they provide all of the information that you need to get that started, and then it's basically raising funds and getting the monument erected.
Wow. You know, we'll have to talk off air because I've got some friends that maybe have some interest in assisting because they're up in the up there in that area. So maybe we can try and put some people together. Would be nice to try and be of service, and maybe some of our audience wants to get involved in that also. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate current events and the financial markets. When we come back, we're going to talk about businesses run by veterans. Not just our friend Tony, Jean, and Victor, who help us out all the time. So we're going to talk about a few different businesses here as well. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel is the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio, your home and mortgage connection.
Is your budget getting blown up with high prices of gas and increased costs for other household needs? This is Ron Siegel, host of the daily home and finance radio program. Did you know if you have a low interest rate mortgage along with auto debt, credit card debt, or student loans, your family could potentially save $500 or more per month by restructuring these debts? If you'd like a free Borrow Smart analysis with our team, let's book an appointment to see how we might be able to relieve some stress. Schedule your appointment at rsrbsa.com. That's rsrbsa.com for your free Borrow Smart analysis. rsrbsa.com.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. So you probably remember, if you've been listening to Ron Siegel Radio for any length of time, you know that we've done an entire series on the VA loan just because we love our veterans, and there's a lot of misinformation out there about the VA loan and that program. So we've done quite a bit on that. But today I want to chat with you the courage to innovate. We're going to spotlight on California veteran-owned businesses in the entrepreneurial landscape of California, a state known for its innovation and economic diversity. Veteran-owned businesses stand out for their resilience and leadership. These enterprises contribute significantly to the state's economy while embodying the principles and discipline of military service. Today, we're highlighting several California-based veteran-owned businesses that exemplify the spirit of service and the tenacity of our nation's veterans. The military entrepreneurship advantage in California. California's dynamic economy provides a fertile ground for veteran entrepreneurs who bring their military experience to the table. The leadership, strategic planning, and problem-solving skills honed in the armed forces are invaluable assets in the competitive business environment of the Golden State. California owned business success stories. I'm not going to go any beyond. Number one, I've got to mention Veterans Air Mechanical because we love them. Victor Munoz and his lovely bride, Tony Jean, do a great job. And in an industry that sometimes there's a lack of ethics, they bring unbelievable ethics, and it's amazing how much work they'll do to help folks and not get anything in return. If you've got any issues with HVAC and heating, highly, highly recommend Veterans Air Mechanical. If you want the number, give me a call. Bottle Breacher, bring out of El Cajon. Bottle Breacher has taken the Shark Tank world by storm. Founded by a former Navy SEAL, this company specializes in handcrafting .50 caliber bottle openers and other unique gifts, all made by veterans. Their commitment to quality and veteran employment has made them a standout in the e-commerce space. Combat Flip-Flops, based in the greater Los Angeles area. Combat Flip-Flops was created by Army Rangers with a mission to create peaceful, forward-thinking opportunities for self-determined entrepreneurs affected by conflict. Their footwear and apparel business helps support education and demining efforts in war-torn communities. Platoon 22, located in San Diego, a city with a strong military presence. Platoon 22 is tackling the veteran suicide crisis head-on. While not a traditional business, this nonprofit founded by veterans is dedicated to raising awareness and providing support for veterans facing mental health challenges. Their work is a poignant reminder of the ongoing battles many veterans face and the need for community support. The role of veteran-owned businesses in California's economy, with over 250,000 veteran-owned businesses, California's economy is significantly bolstered by these enterprises. They not only add billions to the state's revenue, but also create jobs and opportunities for Californians, contributing to the state's reputation as a hub of innovation and entrepreneurship. Bottom line, the journey from military service to business ownership is a path marked by courage and determination. In California, these veteran-owned businesses are not just surviving, they're thriving. They remind us that the principles of service can translate into impactful business ventures that enrich our communities and our economy. As we celebrate these entrepreneurs, let's also support them, whether it's by choosing a veteran-owned business for your next purchase, partnering for a B2B service, or simply spreading the word. We can all play a part in their continued success. Join us in supporting California's veteran-owned businesses. Shop local, share their stories, and help our veterans continue to serve our communities through their entrepreneurial spirit. That is our VA segment for today. Let's continue our conversation. We're chatting this morning. Tim Berry, Project Roll Call, is with us. And Tim, we know that one of the big challenges, and I don't know if it's, I don't know the complete accuracy. I heard that the 22 is now 44, but it's a, whatever the number, if it's going in the wrong direction, that's horrible. And even 22 is horrible. And you guys
Correct.
you guys do some work there as well, don't you?
That is correct. That is another one of our focus areas is suicide awareness and prevention. I like to call it an epidemic. That one of the things that this uptick that we did see in the number of veterans and currently serving service members was COVID. It really isolated a lot of people, prevented a lot of people from getting the mental help or the support of being with other individuals. It really isolated a lot of people, and we did see an uptick in that suicide rate.
So one of the comments that I always throw out there is many people don't have a, they'll go to a veteran and they'll say, if you have a problem, go here. And we do some work down here with the lawyers, lawyers for warriors, and we do some work with Patriots and Paws. And what I've learned over our time is veterans will never ever go and ask for help. Never.
That's one of the things that's instilled in you in the military is suck it up, and one of the things that you have to do is have that strength to say you need help. The other thing is it's really important. A lot of people in the military, you're part of a team. You have people that have your back. You have everybody else's back. And when you're removed from that, when you leave the service, it can be a very isolating experience. You just don't see that in the civilian world. And I think that's what a lot of people are missing. So it really takes getting involved in some of these organizations, the VFW, the American Legions, just any of the Elks Lodges, Moose, just any type of those fraternal organizations can actually help with kind of feeling part of an organization again.
Well, and one of the things that I've learned in my conversations over the years with the veterans is they'll never ever ask for help,
Mm-hmm.
but they'll always go out of their way to help.
Yes. Yeah.
Right. So
you do see that.
So the real solution, or one of these solutions, is not to ask, say, hey, if you need some help, go here. The question is, if you know somebody that needs help, bring them with you here. And,
absolutely.
Right. So the help, they're looking at their friend John, whom they say, well, John needs help, I don't. But they go arm in arm to get help, and all of a sudden, both people are getting some of the help that they need.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're seeing that, that's a telltale sign to try and help us get that number down. And I don't care whether it's 44 or 22. The idea is to get it to zero, however we can, by whatever means we can.
Exactly. That is it. And that's another thing that we do. We feel that together we can do more. So all of the organizations that you'll find on our website, our categories are broken down. If it's drug and alcohol rehabilitation help, if it's traumatic brain injury, if it's suicide prevention, all of these organizations that are out there, because all of them are outside of the VA system, which, as any veteran will tell you, is not an easy thing to navigate. They all provide services that are free of charge to veterans and Gold Star families,
as they should be, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and so how can a civilian get involved with what you're doing or support what you're doing?
They can reach out to us directly through our website, on social media. We're on Instagram, Facebook, all the major ones. That's projectrollcall.org.
Projectrollcall.org. And again, if you're listening and you're not writing this down, give us a call. We've got the information right here at our offices, and we'd be more than happy to put anybody in touch with Tim and the organization. A lot of great organizations out there. Get involved.
Yes, indeed.
Right? I mean, if you think about it, and if you think about what we're doing, and you just listen to what's going on in our country right now, right? If it wasn't for veterans, you wouldn't be able to get some of the jerks in Congress saying the things that they're saying. You wouldn't be able to see the demonstrations in the streets, because you don't see that, or at least you don't see people walking away from those demonstrations if they're in China or in Russia.
Mm-hmm.
But because of our veterans and our military men and women here in the United States, we have the right to say stupid things. And, it's because of them. So say thank you to them and get involved in some of these organizations. In a week like this, when we are in Veterans Week, make sure you go out of your way to say thank you to a veteran. I'm a big believer. It's not hard to spot veterans and military men and women in and around town. If you see them, buy them lunch, buy a coffee, whatever it is. They're not going to ask you for anything, but go out there and just do a good deed and say thank you. And Tim, I really appreciate what you're doing. We look forward to seeing if we can help in any way and maybe make some introductions and do whatever we can as a small little part from the civilian side.
Well, thank you very much. Truly appreciate it.
Thanks for being here. And as always, we ask, set that first radio preset button to come back here and join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak about items affecting your house and your bank account. Thanks to all of our sponsors. A big thanks to Josh and Sean for engineering us today. And of course, a special thanks to you for spending a little bit of your day with us. That's all for Ron Siegel Radio. Again, if you have any questions or to meet any of our guests, call me anytime, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. And remember, make a lot of money so you can help a lot of people and have a lot of fun. Have a great day. We'll talk to you next time on Ron Siegel Radio. If tomorrow